Should you pull Nahida? Short answer, yes. Long answer, this entire video. Nahida is one of the best support characters in the game. We live in an era where Furina exists, where Xianyun exists, where we have many supports that are insanely good. Faruzan, Layla, Zhongli, Raiden Shogun are always there. So is Nahida comparable to them? Yes, 100% yes. Even if you don't have those characters, go for Nahida, because Nahida will carry you through to the end game. Nahida is one of the only characters who has 100% uptime on Dendro application, which means that you're never going to run out of Dendro in any battle if you have Nahida in the team. Nahida has a very low skill cooldown, which means that you can spam that skill every 5 or 6 seconds. You can just spam that skill, switch to your other characters, deal damage, and go back to Nahida and refresh the skill. So it's like there's a continuous application of Dendro happening, and those skills that you apply, the Seed of Skanda that she applies through her Trikarma Purification skill, it deals Dendro damage at various instances, at various time instances. So it continuously deals damage. It applies Dendro, it deals damage, and if you're doing another elemental reaction, it just spreads with that. So 100% Dendro uptime. After that, low burst energy. She has one of the lowest energy costs for burst, coming at 40 energy, which means that you can spam that Shrine of Maya every time, especially if you have a Raiden Shogun in your party, or if you're running with a double Electro comp. Her Shrine of Maya is very good for damage because it depends on what characters you have in the party. So if you have Pyro characters, her skill, Nahida's skill, deals more damage. If you have Electro characters in the party, Nahida's skill cooldown gets further reduced. So if maybe this cooldown is a 5-second cooldown, gets reduced to 4 seconds or 3 seconds. If you have a Hydro character in the party, the Shrine of Maya's duration increases. So maybe the Shrine of Maya lasts for 18 seconds. If you have an Hydro character, it will last for 20 seconds or 22 seconds, something like that. And the Shrine of Maya increases the elementary mastery of the active character inside the shrine, which means that if you want to deal massive amounts of damage that rely on EM, like Vaporize or Spread, Aggravate, or there are other characters, Hyper Bloom, everything, just with Dendro, everything relies on EM. Burning is also very good, although most people don't play that, but Burning and Burgeon are also other options that could be ventured into, especially if you have Emily or Dia, like characters who work well with Burning. Kinich is also a very good example if you want to play with Burning. After that, Nahida is one of the most flexible characters in the game after Kazuha or maybe Furina. Furina makes everybody a DPS, right? But Nahida is a character that enhances your DPS to levels unknown, especially if they are from Electro, Hydro, or Pyro. Nahida being Dendro, she doesn't react with Cryo, Geo, or Anemo. So Kazuha has the better chance over there with, reacting with Cryo to create Swirl. And then you have Shilonen, who is also another massively great support unit that you can get. But she only reacts with Electro, Hydro, Pyro, because Geo doesn't react to Dendro or Anemo. So she has Electro, Cryo, Hydro, Pyro, whatever. The thing is, Dendro just makes the entire game easy if you want to play the Spiral Abyss, and if you could probably go with your favorite element, but Dendro will make the game massively easier. Nahida can enable Hyper Bloom easily, it's probably the easiest team that you can have with Nahida. Pair her up with Official, a Xingqiu, maybe a Barbara if you don't want to use Xingqiu like me. And instead of Official, if you have other off-field Electro units, Yaimiko, Raiden Shogun, those kind of guys, the possibilities are endless with Hyper Bloom. Kuki Shinobu is one of the best pairs for Nahida if you want to do Hyper Bloom, because of that ring that Shinobu creates to apply Electro. After that, there's Bloom. Although with Bloom, usually you want to go towards Nilu Bloom, so you need to have Nilu, but Nilu Bloom is broken as green plant grenades, honestly, because the massively the massive damage that Nilu and Nahida deal together is insane. It's incomprehensible, and you'll only understand it when you actually play through it. Like, you know, you see waves and waves of enemies just getting erased, especially in the Spiral Abyss. Like, you know, if you try to go with a Nilu Bloom comp on floor 11 or floor 12, where you have massive amounts of hordes, you'll just see them disappear immediately. You can even put 2 fodder units. Like, you know, you can have one Dendro unit and one Hydro unit that doesn't really benefit the party. You can have one healer, because, you know, Bloom will hurt you, so you need to have a healer, but still, it's insanely good. After that, you have Burning and Burgeon. Burgeon is a reaction that I feel like, you know, nobody plays and isn't that powerful, because, you know, triggering Burgeon is much more difficult than triggering Hyper Bloom, at least until we don't get a perfect off-field Hydra applicator praying for Mawika. But Burning is a really good option that you can try, especially if you have Kinich or Emily. I would definitely recommend Burning comms, because, you know, they are slowly getting better. Kinich especially deals extra damage to burning opponents, which is insane. Like, the amount of damage that Kinich can deal is amazing. Nahida fits in all these roles really well, and she is one of the most cutest characters in the game, honestly. Not gonna lie, she's one of the most helpful Archons, and her weapon is very easy. Like, you can just put a sacrificial fragments on her and it'll be okay. You can go for her weapon, like for a signature weapon, if you want to, but I've been playing for her on the Wandering Even Star, which is a limited weapon, granted, but still, it was just an EM weapon, and I've been playing her for the past 2 years until I got her weapon recently, and she was working very fine. I had around 880 EM on her, like, you know, before getting her weapon, because, you know, with her weapon you can easily touch 1000 EM, and that is what you should aim for. Aim for anything above 800 EM, because that's the goal that you should set for Nahida. Constellation wise, contrary to popular belief, again, do not believe the Reddit threads or the Twitter posts that you say that, you know, only C2 Nahida works well and below that Nahida is useless. Nahida at C0 works insanely well. You do not need C2 the most. Like, you know, C2 is a good upgrade, but is it a recommended upgrade? Sure, it can be, but is it much needed for her to be played properly? No, you can play her really well at C0. So overall, you should go get Nahida. She is absolutely amazing, and hope your pulls went well. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day. Goodbye.